Every great business starts with an idea. Every dream begins with a vision. At In the Beginning Incubator and Fund, we're committed to helping entrepreneurs, nonprofits, and business leaders turn ideas into opportunity, build sustainable businesses, and create lasting impact. From entrepreneurship and innovation to leadership, funding, and business growth, we're bringing you the conversations, strategies, and resources that help you move forward. Welcome to ITB Live, where ideas become action, businesses build momentum, and communities grow stronger.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Christian Johnson. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for In the Beginning Incubator and Fund. Today we have a special guest, a client highlight. We haven't done the client highlights too much recently, but this is we're back on track with another client, a recent client. Some of you may know who our client is, some of you may not, but I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself. Ms. Coach L, please introduce yourself and your business, and we can get rolling.
All right. Good evening, everyone, viewers. My name is LaTarsha Mills-McKie. But tonight, I want you to refer to me as Coach L. I am a life coach. I am a mindset coach. I am a business owner. I'm an author. And for the last 34 years, I have served the community as an educator. I've been a teacher. I have been a counselor. And I've also served the community as an administrator. But tonight we're focusing on how I serve as a life coach and mindset coach and a strategist. And that's me. I'm Coach L, and I'm so delighted to be here to just kind of talk about, let you guys know who I am and the services that I provide.
That is great. We're happy to have you. Thank you again. Thank you for your time, and thank you for joining us. We are very excited. I'm personally excited for this live because what you just told me off the camera, what you just spoke to my life as a coach. I got to experience how you work and a little bit of your work as a life coach before we had the meeting. So I'm just very happy and I'm very honored to have you on here today and just understand how you kind of take a different approach to life coaching and how you can work in the area, how you work in the area, and how that's different from other life coaches and other people in the mental health kind of area and space. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, we open it up usually with the first question is, how did you come across ITB, or how did we meet you? So give us a backstory of how we connected and how you connected with our services.
Okay. So in 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, everything shifted, everything changed for a lot of people, including myself. That's when I really understood my passion and my gifts that God has blessed me with to work with people and to support people. So I had the vision and I had the logo and I had all this kind of stuff, but I had no idea how to start a business. And so I was looking and searching and just didn't really know where to start. And I was made aware of ITB, and I have worked with you all one-on-one. I've worked as a coach with some of your clients. And so I needed help birthing my business, getting it off the ground, bringing it from my heart and my mind into actually being a business, a thriving business. And so ITB was able to take me from where I was to where I am now, creating everything from my website. I mean, just everything, walking me through the process of building and birthing a business. So that is how we connected. I am a client because you all took me from the beginning stages of wanting to start a business to having a business. And that's how you all walked me through the process.
Right. And I appreciate that you actually address, having the framework and the idea and knowing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, we were talking earlier, we were in a meeting, me and Ms. Johnson were in a meeting, and we were just discussing, individuals we work with, a lot of them, they tend to know what they know and be good at what they know. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes the business running a business and profit and everything like that, those type of things are the areas where we come in and we can and we help. So like you said, the website, I walked you through the website, you walked through it, you sent me everything for it and everything, got all the social medias connected and everything. So
absolutely,
it's a lot of those things that, we take off of your plate so that you don't have to be bogged down with, this and that and dealing with Google and dealing with that and just all the extra stuff, because you just want to do what you do. And you actually want to get into the nuts and bolts of your service and giving the best service you possibly can to your clientele. So that's,
yes,
I appreciate that you kind of differentiated between those differences. So I want to get into your book. We'll get into the book later. Okay. But I want to understand what kind of inspires you to get into life coaching, because you mentioned you're an educator. Mm-hmm. So is that kind of the idea behind your experience working as an educator? Is that what kind of made you want to step into the life coaching space, or was it something different? Was it something personal, or was it a business experience or something like that?
So I have been life coaching probably all of my career, with colleagues, with parents, families. I have always just worked in that space, coaching and supporting and building. That is something that is very important to me. I am very relational. So I believe in when you're building anything, it starts with a strong foundation. And for me, building relationships with people is important. And from those relationships, I have been able to support people through their growth process, whether it's someone who has lost a loved one, whether it's someone who is just kind of stuck. I don't know what to do. I have these ideas, I have these gifts, I have these things that I want to do, but how do I move them from being in my head and in my heart to really actually bringing them to fruition? And so that has been, like I said, I've been doing this for over 30 years, close to 35 years. And it was in 2020 when I said, you know what, it is time for you to birth this business. It is time for you to formally create a space and an opportunity to work with clients and move them from where they are to where they want to be. When I think about coaching, and this is just my practical approach to coaching, just like I'm a former athlete, and I live in a house with athletes, my children, my husband, even my mom, she was an athlete in college. And so I take the coaching perspective. So when you are being coached, there's some things that you have to do, some things that you have to get together. You have to condition, right? You have to get your diet together. You have to get your rest. You have to practice. You have to do all of those things, getting ready to do the work. And so that's what I help you with. I am your coach. Now, coaching and with a coach and the athlete, it's the coach that prepares you. So that's what I do. I'm preparing you. Okay, so we're talking about conditioning. Condition your mind. Like, we got to change how you think about things. We got to look at your mindset. How do you see things? Let's change that. Let's tweak that some. Then we talk about your diet. What are you feeding yourself? What are some of the practices that you're doing? Are they hindering you or are they helping you? So when I talk about the coaching process, it's just like with a coach and an athlete. You have to do the work as the athlete. So I'm going to coach you up. I'm going to get you ready. I'm going to help you with those thoughts. I'm going to help you with those habits that you need. But when the tables turn and it's on you. You got to go out and do the work, just like an athlete goes out and does the work. And you continue to practice and grow and practice and grow until you get it the way you want to get it. And that's how we collaboratively work together to move you from where you are to where you want to be.
That's interesting. Now I have a question in regards to the life coaching in how that process kind of, has there ever been a case where you have an individual or somebody where they might need something more, more intensive? And has there been cases where you've had to refer them to, in some cases, maybe psychiatric or just some medical type of help? Is that something that you
additional support? Absolutely. Yeah. Because life coaching and mindset coaching is not therapy. So let me just give you let me just explain the difference between life coaching and therapy. Right. So therapy takes you from past traumas, things that have happened in your early life, things that may have happened 10 years ago, things that happened when you were 10 or 11 years old, abuse, sexual abuse, drug addiction, all of those kinds of things. So with a therapist, you go back and unpack those things to see how they connect to your present. And so you can manage and move forward. With life coaching, I start and I work with you where you are today.
Right.
So we don't go back and unpack those traumas that you may have experienced. We focus on where you are today and how can I help you navigate to where you want to be. So that's the difference. It's not therapy, but I can take you on, I put you on the right road towards the things that you want to achieve and experience in life. So we start right here, right now. What are we going to do today that's going to move you closer to where you want to be tomorrow?
Right, because I feel like in some cases, I've even seen that insurance will cover costs for life coaching services as well. So yes, for a lot of people that need to understand and may not know the differences between a therapist, a psychiatrist, and a life coach. I've seen cases of individuals. I've actually seen insurance policies including life coaching more because certain people may not need to go and unpack certain things. Like you said, they could be addressing something that's just today, like a habit that they might have that they just do on a daily basis, that they just need you to uplift them and say, here's how we're going to address it. Here's how we can address it. And here's what we can do. Give them the tools to move forward while addressing whatever it is that they're facing that day. So I didn't know the differences, and I'm happy that you explained to me the difference.
Yes.
That's what I was interested in knowing, how is it different?
Yeah. So it can, in life coaching is for everybody, not just middle-aged women. It's not just for middle-aged men. It's for anybody that feels stuck. Like today, I can't figure out what my next move needs to be. If you didn't live with fear, what would you be doing in the next 6 months? So these are the questions, the probing questions that I ask, and then we detail a plan to, again, move you from where you are to where you want to be, because that's the goal. We have this one life to live, and it's so short. I remember Michelle Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama, said when her mom was going through her treatment and she was almost at the end of life, and they had gone to the doctor and came back and sat down, and her mom said, wow, that was quick. That was fast. And First Lady Michelle said, what do you mean? And she said, life. Just so quickly, 75, 80 years. It seems like a long time, but my goodness, life moves so quickly. And you deserve a life where you are not stuck, where you don't know what to do next. You deserve a fulfilling life. And so that's what I provide as a life coach and a mindset coach. We look at those things that are keeping you from getting to the place where you want to be and where you deserve to be. And so, that takes work now. It's not easy. It's not a cakewalk because you have to commit to it. You have to commit to the work, just like an athlete. You got to go in there and shoot 100 free throws. Like you got to hit the track. You've got to build your muscle. You've got to do the work. So you can't sidestep the work because the work is the work. But getting there, this is how you get that support through a life coach or a mindset coach.
Right. So you mentioned a quote from Michelle Obama. Is there anybody that has influenced you on this journey or influence you, Coach L, and Shift Happens? Is there anybody that, or any organization that has influenced this shift idea and this shift ideology?
Iyanla Vanzant is someone that I have followed for a very, very long time. I have several of her books that I read throughout the year. She has been a source of inspiration for me. She's just an amazing woman. I believe she is truly gifted, and her gifts she's poured her gifts into me, even though I've never met her before. I've seen her live in when she was on tour a couple of years ago, and I have her reading material, but she would be, I would say, the biggest influence in my life as it relates to being a life coach and mindset coach.
That's good. That's good. Is there anybody else you might think? Now, I'm just curious. I know there may not be any. My connection stuff. I'm sorry. I know you mentioned Iyanla Vanzant. So for men, is the approach for a gentleman, somebody like me, a man like me, is there a different approach to Shift Happens? Is it the same approach that encompasses all ages, all demographics? Because we have another question, I'm gonna pull it up. But does Shift Happen apply to all individuals, all races, creeds, and genders, or is there a different approach for different individuals?
Well, the approach is the same. And I'm going to, if I can go into my shift approach, what that means. However, now getting there is based solely on what that person needs.
Right.
So I individualize support based on what that person needs, but the overarching umbrella is the same for everyone. For example, we're talking about shift. S, self-perception, understanding how your thoughts, beliefs, self-image influence your life choices. So that's applicable to anybody. We're going to examine how your self-perception. H, habits. Identify patterns of behavior that help or hinder your growth. Again, black, white, male, female, 18 or 58. We have to look at your habits. I, in shift, eternal dialogue, recognize and reshape negative self-talk. F, focus, develop clarity, priorities, let me get it together. Develop clarity, prioritize what matters, and manage distractions. That applies to everybody. We all have distractions. And T, triggers and transformation. Understand your emotional and situational triggers, and while building resilience. And so when you look at the shift, self-perception, habits, internal dialogue, focus, and triggers and transformation, like I said, that's the overarching umbrella, and it applies to everybody. Now, how we peel that onion back, that's the individual work, because you all this with it, you just make a small shift. And so that's what we're doing. Small, intentional, repeated shifts in the way that you have done things in the past. We're not talking about just throw your whole refrigerator away if you have an eating disorder or you want to lose weight. We're not talking about throw your refrigerator away, but we are talking about making some new decisions and choices, something that you can do, a bite size, something you can do every day, because the small intentional acts is what builds momentum. That's what we want to do.
Yes, that's the I.
right? The small things that we do every day. I'm going to get up 15 minutes early and I'm going to make my lunch. So I'm not going on impulse when I'm hungry. I'm not going out and buying all of this junk. I'm going to have something for myself every day. 10 o'clock, I'm going to eat my fruit. 1 o'clock, I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to make sure that I drink my water. So those are small things, intentional things that we repeat over and over and over again, which then becomes the shift, the movement toward where you want to be.
And then to have you as a coach to make sure that they are following up on those shifts, on those changes that they're making. You know, just like you said, as a regular football coach, a coach is not going to. My coach would scold me if they told if I'm supposed to shoot my 200, 100 free throw shots a day, and I come in and I'm shooting my shots and I'm missing them, and I'm like, Coach, I didn't shoot my shots. So that's where you come in and say, now look,
let's get it together. Let's do it together. Let's get back on the line. Let's look at your, is your form off? Like, what's going on? Like, so we got to peel it back, look at it, and then get you back, because sometimes in the process of growing and learning, you're gonna fall off.
Right.
However, that's not the end all. We're going to get back on and we're going to continue the work that you have started already, because again, we're trying to get to the goal. You establish what your goal is. I'm your accountability partner. So I'm going to ask the tough questions. We're going to have the tough conversations. But after that, guess what? We're back on the road, moving from where you are to where you want to be.
Right. That's perfect. So what are some differences in somebody who just wants change and is actually prepared to actually change? So when they have an issue, like example given earlier, like eating, how do you address when they're actually prepared for that change?
Well, I ask them, what are you willing to change? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to do? That alone will let me know if that person has the mindset, if they have shifted to the point where I am ready, I am committed, I want to do the work, versus, I want it, but I don't know if you have to be clear about it. You have to be clear about what you want and be able to articulate it. What are you willing to do to get to where you want to be? And so just, I ask a series of questions. And by the end of our first session, I'm able to say, well, it sounds like you are ready. You are committed to do this thing, or maybe you need a little bit more time. Maybe you have to continue to, you may have to convince yourself.
Right.
If you want to work with me, I'm ready. I'm with you. I'm your accountability partner, and we're going to do this thing. But you have to be ready first. And it doesn't take a perfect day. It doesn't take the perfect, life is not perfect. If people are waiting for the perfect time, it'll never come. Today is the perfect time. Tomorrow could be your perfect time, as long as you are committed to the work and clear about where you want, what you want.
And we're not trying to waste nobody's time now. So like it's not, your time is not free. So if you're gonna need a life coach, don't waste time. Just like it's just like a doctor. Don't waste the doctor's time. Waste your time going to get the blood work. Then you find out what you thought about the blood work, and you don't make the change. Like, don't waste anybody's time, and don't waste your own time. If you're gonna commit to something, commit and actually in the process.
You cannot sidestep the work, and I don't care. What you do, how you work, you cannot sidestep the work. The work is the work. So you can either embrace it and be intentional, or you can play around with it and see what you get.
Right. That is exactly right. So what is the ideal type of client that you would be looking for? What is the ideal person when they're ready, when they're coming to you? What does that look like? What does that individual look like to you?
Someone that has an idea of what they want. What is your end game? What are you trying to get to? Second question, what are you willing to do? So anyone who fits that bill, they are clear on what they want, and they are also clear on what they're willing to do to get there. I'm ready. I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready. All mindset changes, big life results. So that's it in a nutshell, transforming your life by transforming your thinking. Our mindset, if I can talk a little bit about that, is a collection of thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that shape how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how we see the world. So just that alone, talking about your mindset, it impacts every part, every decision, everything that we do is impacted by your mindset. So in the book, we talk about, by the end of the book, and I have a little summary, let's see, is a practical guide to transforming your life by transforming your thinking rather than focusing on massive life overhauls. This book teaches readers that sustainable success comes through intentional, consistent mind shifts practiced every day. That's
Right.
it. What we tell ourselves daily. That's it. What we tell ourselves daily impacts how we see opportunities, how we see everything. If we are constantly saying, I'm just unlucky, stuff just doesn't happen for me, I can't get a break, guess what? Your brain reinforces what you tell it. If you tell your brain, you are constantly telling yourself, I'm unlucky, nobody wants me, I'm not going to get a better job. I can't, I'm just not as good as everybody else. Guess what? Those opportunities will come your way to stay right where you are.
Right.
If you are open to thinking a different way, rewiring your brain, telling your brain other things, how resilient you are, how you live in abundance, that opportunities come to me often and come to me often. If you are willing to change how you think, your whole world changes. If you reinforce the negativity, your life will reinforce the negativity. If you reinforce positivity, resilience, opportunities, abundance, then those things will also flow to you. But it all starts up here, what you tell yourself. That's why when you talked about the shift, the first thing, the S was self-perception. What are you telling yourself? What are you reinforcing every day? When you walk in your place of work, I hate it here. Guess what? You're going to hate it. You're going to hate it every day.
Right.
But if you look at it, let me see, this is an opportunity for me to be 1% better than I was yesterday. Then guess what? You are going to look for opportunities to be 1% better than you were the day before. It's all in the mindset. The mindset is so strong, so strong. And I help you to unpack. Listen, we're doing a whole different thing here. We are moving from where you are to where you want to be, and you can't take that old mindset with you. I have a quote that I love to use.
I was just about to ask. I know you do your affirmations.
Yes.
Post your affirmations. So give us a quote, because I'm assuming this is an affirmation as well, something you should say.
Kinds of things, but I was successful because I told myself that I could do it. And I put my feet to the fire and I wouldn't let myself back out of it. And the cover of my book came out exactly how I wanted it to be. The colors, everything, it was perfect. It was perfect. And guess what? I did it. But I had to tell myself that I could do it. And then I had to do the work to do it.
Right.
And so that's at the beginning of the book. We look at a fixed and a growth mindset that helps you to grow. Oh, thank you, Monique, for getting the book. I appreciate that.
You got a lot of people here say they got to have their copy.
Fantastic. So the daily focus. what are you doing? What are your practices every day that you are doing to move you closer from where you were and closer to where you want to be? That is the daily practice. Big dreams are built through ordinary days. Success isn't created occasionally, it's created daily. It's your daily work that moves you to where you want to be. Small actions compound. Just like when you invest, your small investments every month, you start small in January. Oh, I'm going to put $25. Oh, I'm going to put $50. And you continue to do that. By the time you get to December, you got a nice little pot you're sitting on because you committed to doing the daily work to get you where you want it to be. Chapter 5 is the bounce back because as we know, life be lifing.
Right.
And sometimes we're going to get off track. But chapter 5 deals with getting back on the horse when you fall off. Mm-hmm. Oh, I slipped. Oh, I did. I let that negativity sink back in. Bounce back. You can bounce back. Everyone fails, but successful people recover.
They do. And that's true because, we've had a lot of entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, talk about their experiences, and if it wasn't for falling down and having failures and taking those failures as lessons, they wouldn't be as successful as they are now. And Miss Johnson is like that as well. I've seen her with a few businesses, and each one of them weren't as successful as the one as ITB. So it took all of that for her to see, this is how we do this. This is how this is how I, work with the city, work with others, the federal government. This is how I do this. I've learned all these things, and this is how I build the board. I've learned all these things from my work over a lifetime of work.
That's right.
Now I can make those changes and I can bounce back from it. So like you said, that it's good that you incorporate that, everything isn't all fine and dandy. It's not just even with me in law school, it took me some time to the law school process to figure out, here's how I do it. Here's what I need to actually apply to.
Yes.
Here's what we're actually looking for. Here's who I need to be interning and shadowing in order to get what I need. So, it took those moments in certain failures to understand, and certain mistakes to understand that this is how I bounce back. This is how I come back from it. I'm not going to be defeated. I'm not going to always think I'm lost. I'm a loser. I can't come back. I'm done. I hate it. And no, you're going to think, like you said, speak positively over your life and bounce back from whatever you're in, in.
Failures give you feedback.
Right.
Failures, baking a cake. Well, I burned a cake. I had it on 350, so maybe I need to turn it down to 325. A failure gives you information so you can do it better the next time. That's all a failure is.
Right.
All right. Chapter 6 is make it stick. Mindset is not an event. It is a daily practice. So making it stick means that you have to commit daily to the work. Right. Again, you cannot sidestep the work. The work is the work. There's another quote. Here I come with the quote of the 6 W's. Work will win when wishing won't. Work will win when wishing won't.
I've seen that. I've seen you share that before.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorite. I share that with athletes a lot.
Yep.
Because they understand the process and the commitment of doing the work. They do the heavy lifting. So the work is the work. You cannot sidestep the work. And then, like I said, the book it's not a thick book. It is a practical guide to transformation. So it's only 6 chapters, but built in those 6 chapters are different exercises that help you practice what the goal and the focus is for that chapter. And in conclusion, the last part of the book is the shift never ends. Growth is lifelong. And so that's something that I want clients to embrace. People who are at a crossroad, growth continues over a lifetime. Doesn't matter if you're 90 years old, you can always learn something new. Your brain is always willing and ready to learn something new.
Right. So that's good. I appreciate the breakdown, the chapter breakdown for the Shift Happens. Where can individuals purchase the Shift Happens today? Purchase their copy. I think I have.
Well, it's on Amazon. It is on Amazon. There are several different Shift Happens books. However, but mine is Shift Happens, Small Mindset Shifts, Big Life Results. That's the difference, by LaTarsha Mills-McKie. And then you'll see my picture on the back as well. So that's me.
So that you can purchase it through Amazon at Shift Happens, Small, what was it again?
Shift Happens, Small Mindset Shifts, Big Life Results.
Big Life Results.
Yes.
You see that, folks? So you can go on Amazon now. We had another question earlier.
Okay.
What do you suggest for a person who lost a loved one and is in therapy, but still needs outside help? What would you suggest them from coaching from the outside perspective?
Well, if a person is in therapy, I would suggest that they remain in therapy so that you don't have two conflicting views about things that are going on. If you're in therapy, continue to stay in that therapy, because that professional is moving you. It may seem slow. Because, of course, the grief is lifelong. Grief meaning that you love deeply. And so if a person is in therapy, remain in therapy, work the whole process, go through the entire process and stay there. Once you finish with your therapy and you just need some tune-up work, just like your car, you get your car serviced and you go through everything and it's running good for 6 months, 9 months, but now it's time for it's time for the oil change, or it's time for get your air conditioned. That's where I come in as a coach, just to help you continue on that journey. Those everyday practical things that you need, some tune-up work, those everyday practical needs that you need, you can come and see me for that.
Good. Yeah. Again, I don't want people to get confused. Coach L is not a miracle worker, people. Not a miracle worker. So
she is not. But we can do some good work together. We can do some good work together as long as you are willing to do the work. Right. That is the big deal. You got to be willing to do the work, commit to the work. That's how you move. That's how you move.
Right. Understand that it is that when you are, again, we asked earlier who's the ideal person. You have to come open-minded. You have to become prepared to do the work. So regardless of if it's eating habits, if it is dealing with the loss of a loved one and depression, whatever it is, you have to come to it prepared. So if you're still grieving and you're in the throes of grief, maybe you're not ready for the shift. Maybe you need that time to be with your therapist and address that grief before you're ready to take it day by day and look forward, because you're still thinking about what's happened in the past and still kind of address what's happened in the past. So maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe that's the case. But when you are ready and you're ready to start shifting and shift your mindset, that's when you could come and Coach L will get you and she'll take you from there. She'll peel the onion back, like she said.
Peel it back. As long as you're willing to show up present,
right?
I can take you from where you are, and small steps, intentional steps, daily practices to move you forward. Because I've worked with someone that lost their partner. And it was the reinforcement every day. We're going to do some things. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And she committed to it. And she was able to move from that place where she was to being open to things and different experiences, and understanding that though grief will always be with her, she was willing to be open-minded to different experiences and moving from where she was.
That's good.
Yes.
So you have worked with individuals who have experiencing grief and the love of lost ones. So that is
Yes, I have.
a good note for anybody that is looking to solicit your services.
Absolutely. And I also want to just share that if you're open to a discovery call, so that's a 30-minute call. You can schedule it on my website, www.coach.net. If you don't know if you want to work with a coach, or just not really clear, guess what? Let's jump on a discovery call. Let's talk about it. And by the end of the call, you'll know if you want to work with me. And you'll also know if you're ready to work and move from where you are.
Right.
That's a free call. That's discovery call is a free call.
Right. And you can visit the website, coachL.net.
Yes.
You can schedule your call today, right now.
Yes,
so
that's right.
If you are seeing yourself as somebody who needs some encouragement, and just that reinforcement, then I would go and book that discovery call today, right now.
And let's just see if I'm a good fit for you. You mentioned before, Mr. Johnson, that my affirmations. So every week, and I know that Mr. Johnson has placed my social media handles on the call while we've been talking. Every Monday, I have something that's called the Monday Morning Mindset Minute, where I talk 2 to 3 minutes about a topic that kind of gets you ready for the week, gets you thinking. Yesterday's topic was, where are you going? Your mind steers what you believe and how you think and how you move from one place to the next place. So what is your mindset? Where's your mindset steering you? And I ask a series of questions, some things for you to do during the week. We talk a little bit, yesterday I talked a little bit about neuroplasticity, and that the brain continues to reorganize based on the thoughts that you have. So where is your mind driving you? And this week I want you to embrace some new things. We want to drive in the right direction. We don't want to, go off to the left or to the right. We want to take it right down the middle. We want to be focused and moving towards growth and abundance and all of those kinds of things. So every Monday I have something called Monday Morning Mindset Minute that you can hear from me on Monday on all my social media platforms, TikTok, which is Coach L. Instagram is Life Coach _LaTarsha. Check me out. And the days that I don't post, Monday Morning Mindset is a video, but Tuesday through Friday, I have some positive affirmations just to help you, just a little something positive to start your day with, because we all need that. We have to step away from the news. We got to step away sometimes from what's going on in our house or what's going on our job. We need some reinforcement, some positive reinforcement. And that's what I try to offer to everyone Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday too.
Well, Coach L, I got some more questions for you. I'm gonna tell you, you've gone through these questions with ease.
Okay.
You have gone through these questions with ease, and you've addressed them. You've addressed them pretty well, and gone into great detail about, and taught me a lot about just in general life coaching and your approach. Has there ever been cases where you might run across somebody that might have a different approach, or is this again? I know your approach is the same approach, but are there anybody else on your team that may have a different approach, or somebody you may be looking at to bring onto your team that may have a little bit of a different approach to coaching, life coaching?
So not at this time. I'm just a one-woman show. I'm just a one-woman show, Coach L, taking this thing on the road.
Right.
Um, Again, my professional life, I've always served people, and
Mhm.
so I just want to do my part to continue to function in that vein of things, just serving, and growth. Um, Here I am. Like I said, I'm a middle-aged woman. You can see with the gray hairs and all that kind of stuff. Middle-aged woman. I'm an empty nester.
I
You
can
know,
tell.
my youngest son is graduated from college in December. Thank you, Lord. Um, I support both my mother and my father. So here I am as a parent, as a wife. I work. I support my parents. Um, I'm just a regular old person, just like you. But I'm what I am doing different is I realize what my gifts are, and I am working my gifts. And that's what I encourage all of us to do. What is that thing that you can do with your eyes closed with ease? What's that thing? Because God has gifted you with something. Let's peel the onion back, let's find it, and let's get you working in that thing so you can have fulfillment, so you can reach your goals, so you can do the things that the Creator has put you on this earth to do. Because all of us, I believe, have gifts and talents.
Right. Somebody asked, do you use biblical teaching in your life coaching to help people?
So I am a believer of Jesus Christ. I am a believer. But that's on individual basis. It just depends, because everyone is not a believer. However, if you are committed to the work, we can move you. But I am proud to say that I am a believer. Um, well, thank you for that good presentation. Thank you so much. I was a little nervous coming on.
I know, I can tell. You had your fans. I was like, we
Yes.
go, but I feel like I do a good job
Woo, got my fan. Yes.
of comedy.
Look, I said I was a middle-aged woman, remember? So sometimes I go to my private beach. Even during the interview, I go to my private beach.
So for looking ahead, what can we expect from you and Coach L? What can we expect from you coming soon? Any new programs, any new projects that you have coming up? Is there anything that we can expect coming down the pipe soon?
Yeah, so there is a companion guide, a workbook to accompany Shift Happens book. As I mentioned previously, there are some exercises in the book. There are exercises at the end of each chapter. But I really, for someone to really grasp what you need to get in that chapter, there's some additional work that needs to be done. And so I'm in the process of developing the companion workbook that goes with the book. That's going to help people remain in the shift. That's going to help people just continue to practice so they can maintain that shift that they have embraced. So that is coming up in early 2027, as well as a podcast. So I am kind of playing around with the idea of the podcast. I've been encouraged by so many people to embrace a podcast. And so that is something that I am also researching and just trying to get some background information to fully understand it. And so that is a launch also for 2027.
Good. That's good to hear.
Thank you.
I love a good podcast. There's be a lot of podcasts out here that just be people just have a platform and
yes,
but this is a great platform. This is a
We're
great
trying to do work over here.
Right.
We're trying to be great.
So in the next for the next few years, so you see yourself, how do you see yourself growing business-wise, expanding? Could we expect more life coaches on staff? Could we expect a facilities, something like that coming soon? Where do you see yourself growing in the next 5 years?
So I have so I'm a psychology mind. I what makes me tick is understanding people, how they think, why they do the things that they do. So that's a psychology mind. And so when I recognize that type of mind in other people, I encourage them, hey, have you ever thought about becoming a life coach? There's a young lady, my line sister's daughter, who is a psychology mind, deep mind. And she is, I have encouraged her to get her go through life coach training, which she has done. And I'm so proud of her because she's in graduate school now. And she is able to help people and help guide people. And, just she can interface with people her age. Like I said, she's in graduate school. She's in her mid-20s, and she already has that thing where she can help people, that she helps people and grow people and so forth. So hopefully, I pray that this thing gets so big that we can have a full staff of life and mindset coaches, because growth is a choice. Right. And we want more people to choose growth. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. Everything changes. The seasons change, your body changes, your hair changes, food changes, everything changes. But growth is something that you have to embrace and want for yourself. So we want to build a capacity where people can grow and develop, expand, all of those kinds of things. So from your mouth to God's ears, Mr. Johnson, let's build this thing out. Let's build a whole fleet of coaches that can help people to grow and develop and expand.
Right. And we're and you have ITB again at your disposal, here to help you in every step of the way. So to close out, I'm gonna let you do your closeout and where everybody can find you. And then we've got, again, at the end, I always do like a quick interactive game.
Okay.
I think it's fun, and it's always tailored to each person, each participant on the live. But let's put in, where can everybody find you at? How can they get in contact with you? And give them your blurb.
All right. So you can find Coach L at www.COACH.net. So that's CoachL.net. That's me. On my social media handles, for Instagram, Life Coach _LaTarsha, LaTarsha. That's on Instagram. TikTok, you can find me at Coach L, COACH, the letter L. And on Facebook, you can also find me at Coach L. So that's where you can find me, ladies and gentlemen. Please consider, if you feel that you are stuck. Oh, and at my email, you can email me at LaTarsha@CoachL.net. That's where you can email me, LaTarsha@CoachL.net. If you feel stuck, if you feel there's something else that you want to do, you feel the urge to do, but you just don't know how to get started, consider a life coach, a mindset coach. Find that person that appeals to you, the person that you connect with. If it's me, I would love to work with you. But if you are considering working with someone, find someone that you connect with, and let the work begin. When you start the process, make sure you have a goal in mind and you have an open mind to do the work. Because without commitment, you cannot grow, you cannot move, you cannot expand.
Right. That's good. And you gave some advice at the end. I love it. You did it without me even have to ask. So I love it.
Okay.
So thank you all for joining. I'm gonna do my closeout, and then we'll do the question segment, and we'll close out.
All right.
So if you want to contact us for any business startup services, you can give ITB a call at 804-468-8141. You can visit our website at inthebeginningco.com. We offer all business startup services. We'll get your name registered, get you registered with the State Corporation Commission, business plans, websites. We write grants, we write procurement contracts. So anything of that vein, even if you need startup business funding or funding for your POs and business lines of credit. We do everything. We're one-stop shop for all your business services. So you can visit our website at inthebeginningco.com, and you can email us at info@inthebeginningco.com. So let's close out real quick. So the game is, I gotta find the right one that I feel like is good.
Okay.
So it's called Keep It, Leave It, or Shift It. All right. So the first round is gonna be mindset. So what you're gonna have to do is tell me. I'm gonna give you a name, like say something, and you're gonna tell me if it's a habit. So you're gonna tell me if this habit is something that they should keep, leave, or shift it.
Okay.
And the first round is about mindsets. I'm gonna do 2 rounds. The first round is about mindset, and the second round is about business. Okay. So all you have to tell me is if they should keep it, leave it, or shift it. All right. Okay. So the first one is waiting until everything is perfect. Is that something they should keep, leave, or shift?
You've got to shift that away, and you got to leave it wherever you found it. Leave it, just drop it right there. Nothing is ever perfect. You just got to make a decision.
Right.
Nothing is ever perfect. Just make the decision to start.
So the second one is saying I'm too old to start over.
You got to shift that, let it go. As long as your brain continues to function in your head, you can learn something new. It doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter if you are on oxygen. If you want to learn to do something new and your brain is available to you to do it, you can do it. Your brain is always, until you take that last breath, you can learn something new.
All right. Comparing yourself to everyone on social media.
Oh, leave that. That's fake. Social media is fake. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Don't you know people just put the best, create a reality that's not reality. They want everybody to think that everything is hunky and dory. Let me tell you something. We on social media right now. You see me with this fan, because guess what? This is real life. You got to be real. Nobody wants to be fake anymore. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's get to the real deal. Let's live a real quality life. You know what I mean?
Right. Investing in yourself.
That's a foundational concept. You got who else is going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself? You got to start with yourself first. So I want to keep that.
Right.
That's one of the options, right?
That's the key.
Got to keep that. Got to keep that. That's foundational.
Right. So the second one is for business. So working 24/7.
Leave that. Leave that. If you work 24/7, you are doing nothing but pouring out of your cup. When do you pour back in? When do you fill back up?
Right.
You can't continuously pour out and don't create opportunity for things to flow back into you. You can't continuously pour out. You cannot work 24/7. Cannot. Leave that.
Right.
Leave that. Shift that.
Charging less because you're afraid to lose clients.
You got to stick to it, baby. The price is the price. Isn't that what the folks say?
Right.
The price is the price. If that's your price, someone who needs it, someone who wants it will pay it. It is of value to them. If that person does not want to pay it, if that person says the price is too big, it's out of their bracket, then it's not for them. Your price is your price for what you do and the services that you provide.
Right. So I got one more.
One more?
Not investing in yourself. Is that something they should shift, or
they got to leave that?
Yeah, leave that. Not investing.
They got to leave that someplace. They got to drop that off in the garbage can. Leave that over there someplace. Right. You have got to invest in yourself. That's all you can control, is who you are and what investments you make in yourself to get you to where you want to be. That is your obligation. You have got to invest in yourself to grow yourself and expand yourself.
Right. thank you for that. Thank you for the
and congratulations, Mr. Johnson, because you are headed to law school very soon.
So I won't be the person doing the lives too much longer, y'all. So
okay,
I got probably another week. So just stay tuned for updates. Stay tuned on our social media. We'll keep the updates going on. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for leaving comments. Thank you for liking. Please like, subscribe, follow our pages, follow our Instagram, our Facebook page if you're watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and like, follow, do everything that we can do so we can be seen in the algorithm better. So, Miss Coach L, I want to thank you. Coach L, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time and taking time out of your day. I know you're busy. I know, again, you're an educator. So keep educating the youth and we're going to shift. The shift happens. So we're going to keep shifting. And we're going to, again, if you want to contact her, visit her website. If you want to contact us, visit our website. And we're that's good. So I really appreciate it. Coach L, thank you for your time. And you all have a great rest of your night. Okay.
Thank you, ITB. And thank you, Mr. Johnson, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining us for ITB Live. We hope today's conversation provided valuable insights, practical strategies, and inspiration to help you take the next step in your entrepreneurial journey. Remember, success isn't built alone. Stay connected within the Beginning Incubator and fund for upcoming workshops, business resources, coaching opportunities, and future live streams. Until next time, keep building, keep growing, and keep leading. Together, we're birthing businesses, building wealth, and empowering communities.